A core mechanic of any video game is waiting, whether it's the process of unlocking a new weapon or waiting for a cutscene to finish. Everything revolves over a certain period of time that it takes to achieve some goal. But what if we took it to the extreme? What if we took away all of the flashy colors and mechanics? What if waiting was the main mechanic and point of the game? That sounds like it would go against the main philosophy of all of the games made nowadays. If something isn't constantly happening, then how can the player stay interested in the game? Well, it turns out that a game like that exists, and it is a masterpiece. Welcome to The Longing. The Longing takes place underground, as you control this little guy called the Shade. He was created by a king who needs to sleep to regain his powers. The Shade's duty is very simple: wait for 400 days and awaken the king. As soon as the king falls asleep, the timer at the top of the screen starts a countdown from 400 days in real time. That's right, 400 real days. You could watch the opening cutscene, close the game, open it again 400 days later, and see the ending. Though the game offers a lot more than what meets the eye. The real game isn't exactly waiting for the clock to tick down, but what you do in the meantime as the clock ticks down. You start off inside the Shade's little cave, which he calls home. There, you can make a couple of paintings, read the entirety of Moby Dick, and stare at absolutely nothing. Though the real adventure begins when you decide to take a step out and explore this underground world. And these caves are massive. It'll take a while before you explore everything. That is mainly because of the Shade's walking speed. There's nowhere to rush, so the game takes it very slowly. Also, around these caves, there are a lot of time walls. These can range from 5 minutes to open a door, to real months for a droplet of water to create a whole pond that you could swim through. Though fear not, there's a lot of more stuff that you can do while you wait for these crazy timers to go down. As you walk around this maze-like kingdom, you start to find all sorts of stuff that can entertain the Shade. As his home gets more decorated and cozier, time starts to fly by. Literally, time starts to go by faster. The game gives purpose to exploration by rewarding the player with speeding up time itself. This makes you discover all sorts of amazing places, and this is where I would say the real game takes place. It is very relaxing to walk around these caves, hearing the Shade's little footsteps and listening to the amazing soundtrack that this game offers. When I was getting footage for this video, I started a new game and didn't even realize how 40 minutes just went by. It truly is a calming experience. Since there's so little that you can do, you start to really value all of the little things. Finding a piece of coal will never not be exciting, and finding a new beautiful location truly is breathtaking. After weeks of playing, the Shade becomes like your little pet. It reminds me of those Tamagotchi toys which you would check up on throughout the day. Those 10 minutes that you spend taking care of your Shade become a valuable and calming part of your day. This makes you connect with the Shade and makes his loneliness quite relatable. A thing that surprises many at first is that there are a total of 5 endings, and only one of them requires you to wait for the whole 400 days. These endings represent different ways one can end their own longing, though I'll leave those for you to discover. Since there are no perfect endings, choosing the ending is something that should be made by the player. After all of that, should you play The Longing? I honestly don't know. It's a deeply personal experience that may not touch everyone as much as it did me, but I do think that it is worth a shot in the case that it does hit your right spot. The Longing is one of the best games ever made. It seems like it's a game that you barely play, but in reality, you're always playing. The clock never stops, the shade never disappears. Not until the longing has ended.